Hey friends, welcome back to Authentically Blonde. I'm Casey.
I'm Lexi.
And if you're new to our channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button.
So as most of you probably know by now, Casey plays college volleyball, I played college volleyball, and we got some questions recently regarding how we kind of went about the recruitment process and contacting coaches, stuff like that. So yeah, Casey, you want to tell us about your journey with that?
Yeah, that kind of feels like
so long ago.
Honestly, like I don't really remember everything, and I just remember hating it. But basically, I didn't really want to play college volleyball up until I was a junior in high school. I actually wanted to play basketball in college, and then junior year I was like, I am tired. Like, I can't play basketball anymore.
I'm tired in general.
In general. So I'm like, fine, I'll play volleyball. Maybe. We'll see. So then my junior year, I started emailing coaches, calling coaches, like literally any school. I probably emailed like 100 different schools. Okay. Maybe not 100.
10,000
every school. No, I didn't know what I wanted. I thought I wanted to go to California and just be like a California girl. Cali girl. Emailed literally everyone, got the responses, was like, great, I'll see you at tournaments, whatever. Then I started to realize I really like home and I don't want to go to California, and after visiting schools, liking some, hating others, so I started to get a lot of interest from this one school, and I actually am not at the school that I went to my freshman year. I've talked about that before, how I've transferred, but that first original school I got a lot of interest from and ended up really liking the team and whatever, all that stuff, and I ended up committing at the end of my junior year, I think, and was super excited my whole senior year, ready to go play volleyball, and then it ended up just not working out, which is fine. The volleyball program was great, I just had a hard time at the school like we've talked about before. But then when I decided to transfer, I reached out to my coach here now and said, hey, I play at the school. Hey, how y'all doing? I was like, hey, do you have any room for another setter? And he was like, sure, come on over. And so here I am. And so it was a pretty easy process for me, but not easy in the anxiety. I found picking the schools to like visit and practice with and all that kind of stuff was really scary. And
it's kind of like this one decision will literally change your whole life.
Literally change your whole life, like where you're gonna move, what you're gonna do. But that was my process, at least. And now I'm here.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, so my process was a little bit different. I had never actually taken volleyball seriously until probably like my junior year of high school. Like, I was not very good until then.
Okay.
And, like, I'm not kidding you.
Never.
Anyone who I played with would probably tell you the same thing. But I don't know like what happened junior year. I just had like this flip switched, and I guess it was
she became
like,
a baller.
No, but yes. My club coach was talking to me about recruiting stuff, and I was like, whoa, recruiting, like, whoa. And she's like, no, like, you could actually play in college, and I was like,
what?
So then she kind of helped me with like just like the email, like finding emails from coaches is kind of hard, so just going about that, and composing video is also hard, so I was like really on my parents to film me playing all the time. Yeah. And they helped me edit videos and stuff, which was really nice. And so it was kind of just like blasting emails every week. We traveled basically like every weekend, so it was like emailing before tournaments, following up after tournaments. If you saw them at tournaments, you could maybe talk to them. There are rules though that you can't always talk to them. So I ended up talking to like some schools kind of around the Pacific Northwest, but ultimately the school here was where I felt like I should go, and so I stayed in Idaho, and that was kind of my process. Our coach had actually coached at my club, so I kind of knew him and how his coaching style was, so that made the decision a little bit easier, and staying close to home was also important. So I think the hardest part for us was deciding if we wanted to play and where we wanted to play, because there are a lot of pros and cons to consider in that process. So I think that we would encourage you, if you are considering playing in college right now, to just make sure you're super passionate about the sport, because it will take up your whole life, and it's really awesome, and you like gain so many life experiences from it, but it is extremely time consuming.
Yeah. And if you're not passionate like 100% in high school, I don't know if it's the best path to take, honestly, going into college. college because of how much time it takes. But it is so fun and rewarding if you do love it, and it really pays off. But it's a total individual case-by-case situation if college volleyball's for you, or college sports in general. I know they're all like that. Even we play Division II, even at the D2 level, it still takes up a lot of time.
Yeah. I think when you like look back on a season though, you're like, wow, I did that. Like you did school and you did volleyball and you traveled and you balanced like social life. Like it is really rewarding to look at yourself and say, wow, nice job.
Okay, so some advice to our younger selves. I would probably tell my younger self, and anyone watching this that's going through recruiting, is to just try to relax. Try to not take yourself too seriously. I know there were a few times at tournaments where I would work myself up and be so anxious about coaches watching me that I would freak out, or there was a few times where I cried after a game because I didn't play well. And you're not going to play well if you're tense or stressed. And so my biggest advice would be to relax, take a second, breathe. It's okay.
So for me, I would say just making sure that whatever you decide is your decision. Like ultimately it's going to affect your life, and so just deciding for yourself is super important. But I also say like trust your gut. Like you'll know, like talking to a coach, if you get a good vibe, bad vibe, their coaching style, I don't know, or if you visit a school, you probably will have a gut feeling about that as well. So I say just trust your gut, because I think I could have gone somewhere else and not have been as happy as I am here. And so I think trusting my gut rewarded me in the end, so.
Yeah. And if you have any questions about recruiting or any other things that we had to consider, like how much we took into consideration of like the school life, campus community, food, location, any of that kind of stuff, let us know, because we have so much to say about this. And I, for one, made not the right decision at first, which is also okay. And so if you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to us, and we'd love to hear back from you.
Yeah, drop any of those questions in the comments, but make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Thanks guys.